Yeah, and so basically, first of all, we are open to all films, and so many films submitted. So so we have some pre-selection members. So they watch the film, or all film. Somebody watch the film, and if that they think the film is good, so so it will come to me, and so or our final committee. And then and also there are some films which I watched in the film festivals, or some films that directly came to me. So I know many producers, sales agent, or the directors, and sometimes yes, I watch the film by myself, and also that the many sales agents, or some government association of each country. So they send us many films. So and, uh, and overall, so, if that some pre-selection committee members thinks that it's a very good film, so we will watch a film together. And I think it's maybe first selection meeting is after Cannes, so in July. I know in June, and and we started send the invitation. And actually the film is open to all films can be acceptable. And but we for the main competition, we have the in the regulation that the film should be the at least the Asian premiere. And also we exclude the film which are already shown in the main competition of the major film festival like Berlin or Cannes, Venice, Locarno, or San Sebastian, and because we of course we have to show the very good films in the competition, but hi, hello. But also that we want the people to discover the new filmmakers. So yeah, if the film is selected in the main competition, Cannes, Venice, Berlin, so it's already have some good attention from the film industry people or the press. So that's why we excluded such a film which is shown in main competition of this film festival. And the film is and such a film may go to the gala selection or the world focus. And because actually in the world focus we have the Dahomey, so which won the Golden Bear in Berlin, and also that Pedro Almodovar's the Room Next Door. So such a film, well, of course we cannot show the film competition, but by showing in the some world focus, and also that one of the discussion is so sometimes there are very expert filmmakers send the film to us, and then some films are not shown in any film festivals, but the film is not so good. And compared with this filmmaker's previous films, it's not so good. In this case, we are discussing, and if we show the famous filmmakers' films, many people say, oh, Tokyo Film Festival is very strong. But if they watch the film, so maybe many people are disappointed. So because it's not the best film for these filmmakers. This year, actually, there are submission by the very famous filmmakers, but we think it's not enough strong. Then we exclude these films and we give the priority to the new filmmakers. For example, the Slovakian filmmaker, Promise I'll Be Fine. So it's a kind of a discovery for us because it's her first feature film. We never knew her previous films, and we never watched her previous films. And I think it was submitted by the Slovakian Film Commission something, and it's a government office of Slovakia. But some of the pre-selection committee members watch the film, they like the film a lot. So so it came to the finalists. So then I yes, he's a very new filmmaker. So so that's one of the reasons we showed her film in the main competition. So. Is it okay for your answer?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes. But we give the priority to the lesser known filmmakers other than the famous filmmakers.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Nick Newman from the Film Stage.
Yeah.
I was interested when I discovered that you were part of the selection committee from 1992 to 1999 at this festival.
Yes.
And of course, the process of submitting films back then could be quite different because they had to be sent in physical copies.
Yes.
Sometimes heavy film reels.
Yeah. Some people send the prints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm curious about the difference in the selection process from the 90s to today, where films can be much easier to see on links. You could even watch them on your phone while you're traveling to and from work.
Yeah.
But perhaps there's also a question of if it's too easy to submit films, if too many films are being submitted, and how your general sense of that process has changed over the decades.
Actually, in 1990s, of course, there are many films submitted, but the number of the films are less. So because it's VHS tapes, and most of the entries by the VHS tapes, and so it's somewhat takes time and also the budget because we producer must send the VHS tapes, so they cannot send many VHS tapes. But now that most of the films comes to festival by the links, in this case it's easy to submit. So if one sales agent have some 10 films, they can send everything together. But in 1990s, maybe they selected some films. Maybe this is not good for Tokyo. We like this, and because it costs a lot if they send all of the VHS tapes. So probably that the number of the submission is less, so one of the problem now is so there are so many submissions. So we need pre-selection members because our principle is somebody should watch the film anyway. And so, of course, the final selection committee cannot watch all films, but that at least some of the pre-selection members should watch the film. So every year we must increase the number of the pre-selection members. So because after COVID, every more and more submissions. And so but anyway, I think this is good for us because anyway we have the possibility to watch so many films, and maybe better. I think it's better than the 1990s because in the 1990s submission is not so many. So. And also that another change is in 1990s. Sometimes I went to some countries like Korea or China or Hong Kong, so for the selection, but now it's not necessary because so many films are submitted through by the links. So but before, so there are many films which we cannot watch if we didn't go there. Because there are some new films, but they say that the videotape is not ready. So in this case, I must go to the Korea or somewhere to watch. Or sometimes in 1990s, I was invited to go to the Italy, and after the film festivals, and stop by the Italy and watch some films. And still, that such a thing is going on. But now I think it's not necessary. Of course, it's better to watch a film in the screening room than the links. But I think the result is not so different. So, and if the film is quite strong, so we can understand the film is very good, even if we watch the film in the links.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you describe the state of the Japanese industry
Yeah.
at the moment, particularly
Yes.
new filmmakers?
Yeah. I think in these 3 years, it's very good. But one of the problems in the Japanese industry is totally box office is quite good. But most of the successful films is commercial films, commercial Japanese films, or the animations. And because I think that now young audiences are not so interested in the foreign cultures or the art house films. And so totally box office is good, but most of the bigger box office animation and the commercial Japanese films. But but there are many good young filmmakers who are emerging in these years. Because this year in Cannes, Yoko Yamanaka's The Desert of Namibia, or the Okuyama's film My Sunshine, and in Venice there was Neo Sora's film Happy End. So many young filmmakers are emerging, and what they are doing is they make the film is a very low budget. And probably, of course, I didn't ask them how much it costs, but it's probably less than the 1 million US dollars, or maybe less than $500,000 US dollars, I think, which is cheaper than the Korea or the China or Hong Kong. So maybe in East Asian countries, Japan is the most cheapest country to make the film, because the reason is that they're very small crews and a very small at a very short time, and I mean, sometimes at just 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. So if I talk about it to the Korean filmmaker or Chinese filmmakers, they can't believe such a film can be made in a very short time. But yes, so I think that there are many talented young filmmakers in Japan, but one of the problems is the government. They need the government support, and of course some films can get the support from the government, but and compared with film number of the films which are made in 1 year, it's very small. In Taiwan or Korea, there's more support from the government. But in such a situation, but still that the young filmmakers are making films, and some films are very good. So probably the situation will be good, but I think that they need the support. And otherwise, the box office is not quite big. And another thing, another good thing for the Japanese film is some of the popular actors want to work with good filmmakers, even if the salary is very low. And so this is a very good in Japanese cinema, because maybe in Korea, for example, in Korea, it's very salary for the actor is very high, but in Japan, less, because most of the actors are earning the money from the TV dramas or the commercials. But for the films, they choose a good script and good filmmaker film, and appear in a very lower salary. So that's why so young filmmakers can make the film, because if they have the 1 or 2 good actors, so it will secure the box office. It's not huge box office, but still enough to make the film. So probably many of the good actors are very cooperative for the young filmmakers. So that's another reason that in Japan that there are many good films by young filmmakers. But probably I think the most important thing is they need support from the government more. But now gradually the Japanese government realizes it, and especially they realize that the Drive My Car's success, because it's not big budget film. And main actor is very popular, but he's ready to work with good filmmakers. So, and that's why the Drive My Car is made, and it's a very big success, not only for the box office, but it won the Academy Award. And so, yeah, I think the government realizes so that there are many good filmmakers, good young filmmakers in Japan. So and they need support. Yeah. This year and I think it's today is 31. Tomorrow they will announce the one thing, and because the Japanese Agency for Cultural Affairs decided to have some support for the young filmmakers to go to the film festivals, and so first 3 or 4 filmmakers selected, and so tomorrow so they will announce it here. Maybe finally the government realized it's important to send the filmmakers, young filmmakers to the film festivals or film markets. So it's never existed before. So it's a good sign, but I think government support is more necessary. Yeah.
Edo Remorillo from SN News Agency.
Thank you. Yes.
So speaking earlier this week with Hiroyasu Ando, he explained that he couldn't attend Busan Festival, but you could attend this year.
Who?
Busan Festival,
Yeah.
You could attend this year.
Yes,
and,
yes, yes.
He mentioned that this year the focus was a lot of the movies were coming from Netflix. It felt like the
Yes,
festival,
yes.
maybe because of budget, had
Yeah.
brought a lot of movies from Netflix.
Yes.
And then he also said that the goal for Tokyo Film Festival is to also be an open window for not only Japanese cinema but Asian cinema as a
Yeah.
whole. And I wanted to ask you, as a programming director, what are the choices that you're making to kind of make Tokyo Film Festival a special, differentiate from Busan or the festivals?
Yeah. I think Busan is a very good film festival. I think, and I was in Busan, and I didn't watch the film because most of the film I already watched. So we are showing some same film. So I didn't watch the film, but it's a very good place that people get together. So this is a thing that which a Tokyo Film Festival must follow it, because Busan is aware that the success of the film festival is not only by the quality of the film, but also that who are in the film festival. So they invited many festival programmers or many sales agents or the producers came, or even young filmmakers came to Busan. So when I went to Busan, actually the reason I'm going to Busan is to meet people, and this is I think Tokyo Film Festival neglected these things. So they just invited the filmmakers or the actors, but 3 years ago that Mr. Ando started to change this, and he keeps a budget to invite the film festival programmers. So this year, people from Berlin and Cannes or Rotterdam, so they're here. This is thing that Busan did it before, but I think the Tokyo Film Festival neglected this. So now we Tokyo Film Festival started to do this. What are hard is this is Busan. They have the budget problem, but even if the budget problem, so I can meet many people. So this is very important for the festival. And yes, and what we have to do, it's very difficult to answer. But anyway, and what we are aiming is we must promote the Japanese films or the Asian films in the festival, because this year there's so many Chinese films that will be shown in Tokyo Film Festival, much more than in Busan. Because I think that the Chinese film in these 2 years is very strong. I mean, after COVID, the progress of censorship board is somewhat loosened. During the COVID, and many films stopped during the censorship process. I don't know why, but after the COVID finished, so now so many films that came out. So last year we had many strong Chinese films, and this year again, and because now what I feel is before Venice Film Festival showed many Asian films in the competition and other section, but maybe less and less. One of the reasons is because that many Hollywood filmmakers or the studios want to go to Venice because it's good for the Oscar nomination. So the number of the yes, Asian film lessons is. So probably this is a chance for us because even if the Venice did not select the Asian films, so we can show it, and also in Japan, so there are many fans for the Chinese films or Hong Kong films, so for the audiences, it's also very good. We promote the Asian films. So maybe, but of course, Busan is also promoting Asian films. So it's very difficult to find what's the difference. But I think that it's almost same. So we have to promote the Japanese film and Asian film, and as he said, that there are many good Japanese young filmmakers emerging. So we could give the chance for them to show it to the International Film Festival.
So there's a women's empowerment section this
yeah,
year,
yeah.
which I think is great.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of talks about women directors.
Yes.
And I want to ask, what about another departments? Is it common that there are women in sound design or edit or DOPs? Or
Yeah.
Here in Japan?
Yes. Now so many. Before, until 1980s, there are very few women crews in Japan. I will tell you one interesting thing that because when I entered the Shochu Studios, Shochu Studio recruited an assistant director who can be the director later, so one of three people are selected, but one of them is a woman. She would like to be the filmmaker, but she didn't come to the studio because her parents are very against. Because at that time the people think that the filmmaking world is very dangerous for the women. There's many sexual harassments or the work conditions very bad. So maybe I think she graduated from the very good university. So and her parents are very against to go to the studios. And then in this case, maybe there are many women who would like to be the part of the film industry, but their parents or the friends are against to do this. And now that of course everything changes, most of the crew members are freelance, not belong to the studio, because the studio did not hire the newcomers, and then most of the crew members are freelance. And especially after 2000, there are many film schools emerged in Japan. In 1980s, almost nothing, and there are only one or two film schools existed. So, but now that there's so many film schools, or in the film department in the university, and the women who would like to work in the film industry can start their career very easily. So they go to the film school and graduate it, and they find some jobs in the film industry. And so there are many changes. So now, and also another thing is equipment is now less is not so heavy. In 1980s, that the camera or the lighting equipment are very heavy. So it's very difficult for the women to do this. But maybe after the 2000s, so most of the equipment is very light. So so that's why there are many women cinematographers or the lighting, or sound design. So it's very easy for even for the women to work on the set. So for many reasons, and after 2000, so many crew members are women, and now I think it's increasing. I think, it's very good sign. I think.
If you have to go in a few minutes. Did you want to fit in a question?
Okay.
You don't have that. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
I
Yes.
have a personal question actually.
Yes, yeah,
So
yeah.
you're also programming director here.
Yeah.
You produce so many films that
Ah,
are
yes,
also in
yes,
the
yes.
company, and you also teach.
Yeah.
So how do you manage to do all this?
Actually, yes, and I'm working as a producer, and so there many filmmakers offering to work with me, and of course I cannot work with everybody, but there are some very good projects which is offered to me. But unfortunately, I cannot work as a main producer because I have many things to do, and especially after the Cannes, and after the Cannes, and I cannot do any other things. And but sometimes yes, I told to the producer, so you must find one main producer, and I will help to find investment or the fund, or maybe I can just give the advice for the script or the editing, and such like this. And I cannot do everything, but if there is one producer who are doing everything, so and maybe I can help for the filmmaking. Yes, and some films which and I committed as a producer is like this. There's one producer who are in charge of everything, and I'm helping. But it's my pleasure to help the good filmmakers to make the new films.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.